And hello and welcome back to Disrogue 48, where we are going to go over my September ban list predictions. I don't think we're going to get a ban list. I want to go ahead and say that up front. As everyone has said already, there's no Konami doesn't do ban lists based off of unofficial tournaments, and all the tournaments we've had, except for the recent remote duel tournament, have been completely, they've all been unofficial. So if we're to get a ban list, it would be based solely on what came out of the remote duel tournament, because that's the only like official Konami tournament we've had, and I don't think that that was enough representation of the current meta. So I don't think we're going to be getting a ban list. I want to say that I think we're going to get, much like the last one, an unbanned list. However, I want to give my predictions as well as 3 wish list cards, which I realize there are 2 here that I didn't add, so I'm going to be right back. Alright, and we are back. So, yeah, this got out of order. This was in alphabetical order. It's kind of not anymore, but so yeah, like like I was saying and have already said, I truly don't think that we will be getting a ban list. I think that we will be getting just an unbanned list. However, I want to give my predictions as well as some wish list cards, and we'll go over that. But first up, in alphabetical order, going by monsters, pendulum monsters, spells, traps, fusion, synchro, exes, link. So, but first off, I don't think Block Dragon should be banned. I think that it is an incredibly powerful card, and it can enable some pretty, I wouldn't say degenerate, but some pretty messed up stuff. However, I don't think that it is so broken that it needs to be banned. And limiting it, like almost every Adamantipator deck runs 3. Limiting it takes 2 of those out, makes Block Dragon a little less consistently on the board, and then just giving them 1 Block Dragon to work with will hit the deck to some extent. So I think that just limiting it is alright. And then Infernity Archfiend has been limited for a while, but I think it might be brought down to unbanned. Infernities haven't done anything in a while, and in the current meta, I don't think they'll do anything again. Sure, through Jet Synchron and other silly stuff, you could probably do some pretty degenerate stuff still with Infernities, but I don't think that bringing Archfiend down to unbanned will put the deck at anything above Rogue tier. And honestly, another Rogue deck would be a lot of fun, But I think Infernity Archfiend might be a part of the unbanned list that we inevitably get. Max C, I know that this is a lot of, controversy or whatever, but I don't think it'll come off the ban list. I know that, I know a couple of people who think that it could come off. I know people who think it will stay banned. Me personally, I don't think it'll come off the ban list. However, if it does, I think it'll come to limited. But as for my actual prediction and everything, I think it's going to stay banned. This is a wish list card. Gonna go ahead and say that I want it to come back to unbanned. I understand my biases. Pendulum Magician is kind of my main deck, but C'est La Vie, I want it to come off the ban list. This is the wish list. Mystic Mind limited. I don't think you need to ban it. It's a very degenerate card, and if you've seen my Degenerate Strategies video, you'll know that I'm not the biggest fan of this card. But I don't think it needs to be banned. It can do some really messed up stuff, but I don't think that outright banning it is the right play. Outright banning it would actually end up taking out more decks from Rogue tier. And I think that, while limiting it does also take some of those decks out of the Rogue tier, it doesn't completely gut Mystic Mind decks or even Sky Striker decks. But I don't think outright banning it is the right move. I think that limiting it is a bit more of a feasible option that they'll do. But, we'll, have to see eventually. Scarlet Sanguine. This card's not going to get hit. Eldritch has seen no official play. Konami still needs to sell the product, so I don't think it's going to be hit at all. If it does, I think that it should go to limited. It's a big piece of the Eldritch plays. Honestly, I think any of the Eldlitzers could go to limited, and the deck would still be viable. It wouldn't be as much of a meta contender, but I think it would still be viable. Rogue at least. But yeah, this could really be any of the Eldritch cards, or even almost any of the Golden Land cards. I think limiting any of them, and the deck will still function and do well, but it won't completely drop out of the game. ABC Dragon Buster and Totally Awesome, they need to come back. As I've said before, limiting them right before the new Master Rule, right before the new format, I think that was a really bad move on Konami's part. I know a lot of people were very hyped for these decks. I know a lot of people were really, really excited for these. And in hindsight, I think that they might have been limited because, you know, people were so excited for ABC, and people were not as excited for, you know, Paleo Frogs, but people were very excited for these two decks. Hitting them like really took a lot of steam out of some people, and you know, then we got Eldritch and Emancipator, and I think that in limiting them, Konami made a strategic business move in getting more people hyped for Eldritch and Emancipator. Do I think that was the right move from a business standpoint to take out some of the hype for old decks and be like, hey, here are some new shiny decks you could play? Yeah, I think that's a pretty good business move. Do I think that's actually what they were planning in making that ban list? No, not at all. But people can conspiracy theorize about that as much as they want. But, you know, I think both these cards need to come to unbanned. I think the fan base wants to play with these. Thunder Dragon Colossus. It can come to limited. This is another wishlist card. My biggest decks are Pendulum Magician, Thunder Dragon, and Infernoid Subterror. I think that Colossus getting banned was a good hit for the meta. The meta was Orcust, Salamangreat, Sky Striker, Thunder Dragon for so long, and banning Colossus as well as everything else on that list was a really good hit. It changed the meta. Was it the best idea? I'm biased in saying no, but I admit to that bias. Was it the best idea for the health of the game at that point? Yeah. The meta completely shifted, for better or for worse. And I think that it can come to limited now because of just everything else going on right now. We have Dragoon coming out at the time of recording this in 2 days. We have Eldritch and Emancipator are at full power, and they just do the most degenerate stuff. Dogmatica is out. Infernoble Knights are starting to really pick up speed. So I think bringing Colossus off the banned list won't re-change anything. I don't even think Thunder Dragon's getting it back to limited. I don't think that they'll even hit top tier meta again. I think that they'll be just stronger, rogue, between rogue and meta is kind of where I think that they'll be lifted to, because I think right now they're more meta or more rogue than anything else. But I think Colossus will bring them to a weird gray area in between. But with Chaos Space and whatever Chaos Grepher does, because if they've released what it does, I still don't know yet. Again, this is 2 days before you guys are actually seeing the video, but yeah, so I think that bringing it to limited will, one, help me out because I play Thunder Dragons, and two, I don't think it'll change the game. I don't think anything will change. True King of All Calamities, yeah. I think that this, especially with some of the dinos and generators, this card can be brought out fairly easily, and it can pretty effectively stop your opponent from playing. So I think that it's a really strong card. Once it hits the field, unless your opponent has a really, really good out for it, they might as well just scoop and go to game 2. So I think that limiting it won't do anything. No one's running 2 or 3 of these. But I think that if Konami were to hit it, they would either limit it or ban it. The more I verbalize my thoughts on the card, the more I think that it should be banned. So this is a decision I'm making spur of the moment, changing it to banned because, like I said 5 seconds ago, I don't think anyone's running more than 1 copy of this. So yeah, I was originally going to have this be limited, but I'm changing it to banned. That's a decision I'm making right now. Okay, so Linkross and Crystron Hockey Fibrax, I don't think either of them are going to be hit. Neither of them have seen competitive play, again, outside of the Remote Duel tournament they just did. Konami needs to sell these products. I don't think that I don't think it's feasible for Konami to hit them. Konami needs to sell these products, and then really these are the 2 biggest issues in the synchro degeneracy. If Konami hits either of them, they will go to limited. Neither of these cards are going to get banned. I know a lot of people want them to be, but for the purposes of this video, I think they're going to stay unbanned. Konami will need to sell that product, and it wouldn't be the best idea from a business standpoint to ban them. So I think we're just going to have to continue to deal with these 2 cards for a while, and if they do get banned, they get banned. If they don't, I won't be surprised. Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. Yeah, this is a wishlist card. A format with unbanned Servant and limited Electromite and unbanned, all the Pendulum Magician cards, it would be a broken deck. Heavy Metal Foes Electromite should stay banned for a while. I don't like saying that, but it is what it is. But I want it to come off the ban list. I would love to see a format where I have 3 Servant, 1 Electromite, Selene, all this other fun stuff. So do I think it's going to come off? Absolutely not. Should it come off? No. Do I want it to come off? Yeah. But yeah, this is my prediction list / wish list. I really want Colossus and Servant and Electromite to come off for personal decks I run myself. Will they come off the ban list? Absolutely not. I think Colossus can feasibly come off. Again, if it goes to limited, I don't think the Thunder Dragons will become tier 0 or anything. Electromite needs to stay banned. I don't think anyone will. If it comes unbanned, Pendulum Magician can do a lot of degenerate stuff because of that. So we'll have to see. It's going to stay banned, as much as I hate to say it. Servant, take it or leave it. It could go to semi-limited, in which case not a whole lot changes, but we'll see what happens. And then, again, I don't think we're getting a ban list. I think we're going to get an unbanned list. But yeah, this is my this is how I think everything's going to break down. Let me know your thoughts. I know that after last ban list, a lot of people just don't know what's going to happen, but we'll have to see. Is it going to be an interesting ban list? Yeah. We no one knows what's going to be hit. With certain ban lists in the past, we can make really good and really accurate predictions, but last one, Multi-Faker, Unicore, and Canahawk came off and are completely unlimited, and nothing happened. So it is what it is. But let me know what you all think. If you all have any if you all disagree with any of these, because I wouldn't blame you if you did. But yeah, this is kind of the best I can give you all, because I don't know what's going to happen. But thank you guys so much. I hope you all enjoyed. If you see it down here, I have a Twitter. You can follow me. I normally just post stupid stuff on there, but yeah, go ahead and give me a follow. Let's bump this 19 up to something higher, preferably. But again, thank you guys so much. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun, stupid stuff, and I will see you all next time. Beep doop bop doop beep doop bop doop beep doop bop doop beep doop bop doop beep doop bop doop.